Hawley. Good boy. Stand up, stand up. Stand up, mate. That's a boy. Good boy. That's a good boy. That is very good. Rightio, one of these things about taking a movie. Oh, hold it there, hold it right there, hold it there, hold it there. Did you know that Ferris Bueller was actually an advisor for Donald Trump? Yes, 1986, John Hughes makes Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and in it he gives some sound, sage advice that Donald Trump should bear in mind. And this relates to a scene in the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off where an actor... This refers to a scene in Ferris Bueller's Day Off where Ben Stein is playing a teacher, and in the movie he talks about Smoot and Hawley and the 1930 Smoot and Hawley Act. What he talks about in that movie is supposed to be boring, and the fact that it's so boring is supposed to be funny. What actually happened is, in the late 1920s, there's a depression in America, and the American farmers start saying we must stop imports and we must protect our economy. So two politicians, one being called Smoot and the other being called Hawley, they're senators, they decide they're going to introduce the Smoot and Hawley Act, which is going to create tariffs of up to 40% on any... They're going to stop stuff coming into America, buy American, and stop bringing in stuff from overseas. What this resulted in, of course, is all the other countries that could no longer sell stuff in America then said, well, why should we buy your stuff? And so they stopped buying American stuff. And it is acknowledged now by academics that the Smoot and Hawley Act deepened the... Come on. Hold it there. Hey. And it is acknowledged now by academics that the Smoot and Hawley Act... Come on, stand up. Come on. Hey, stand up. It is acknowledged now that the Smoot and Hawley Act deepened the Great Depression, made it worse. Some people go as far as to say it made it so bad in Europe it contributed to Hitler and the whole of the Second World War. So there you go. If only Donald Trump had listened to Ferris Bueller, the Smoot and Hawley Act. But let's just add to that if you've seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off, one of the things about Ferris Bueller's Day Off is Ben Stein was a lawyer, and he was in the studio when they were making Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and what they needed was someone with a boring and monotonous voice to read out the roll call. And all it was meant to be was read out. It was only going to be a verbal thing. And when Ben Stein read out the roll call, he did it in such a boring, monotonous voice that John Hughes thought it was hilarious, and he noticed that a lot of the production staff, they were all laughing too. So he said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, we're going to change this slightly. We're now going to film you doing the roll call. We'll add in some shots of students, and so that's why you hear Ben Stein calling out the roll call in this boring, monotonous voice. You should check it out, it's quite funny. But then John Hughes had a brilliant idea. He said, this is obviously so funny, what I want you to do... Hey! Come on. Hey! Come around. Hey, come around. Cody. Okay, Cody, over here, come on. Good boy. That's it. Very good. Excellent. Let's come back over a bit this way. And we're just going to hold here. Just hold here. That's it. Hold here. So John Hughes then had a brilliant idea, and he said to Ben Stein, what I want you to do, I want you to ad-lib something really boring for the class. So Ben Stein is he's into economics, he's a lawyer, he's an incredibly intelligent man. So he said, what I'll do is I'll tell the class about the Smoot and Hawley Act of 1930 and how it deepened the Great Depression. And so as he goes through this, he says this act was anyone, and then he says it was an act about economics, and it was the people involved were named anyone. So a bit hard to tell a story like that when you're on a horse that's sick of doing this, but it's a very funny scene. If you get a chance, look it up. The anyone scene from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and the lawyer Ben Stein, who made a bit of a career for himself by being boring with a very monotonous voice. It's hilarious, trust me. All right, the boys had more than enough. We're going to call it quits. When I say call it quits, we're going to call it quits filming, and we're going out for a ride. Cheers.